Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all staying safe, staying well, and keeping that war against the grey going in this time where there's not much else to do, really. I hope whatever it is you're managing to keep yourself occupied with, you're doing well at that, and I really do wish you all the very best and hope you're all staying safe very, very much. Anyway, today we're going to talk a little bit about the stuff that came out at the second part of the Adepticon reveals. There wasn't as much this time to talk about, but thought I'd just give a few thoughts and maybe some wish listing potentially on what I want to come. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get into it. So, to start with, we got revealed some more Lumineth stuff, but in this time, no new models, no new lore sort of revealed. We got confirmation that we're getting a battle box. So somewhat similar to what the Sisters of Battle got. This will come out before the rest of the army actually comes out. It'll contain a unit of 10 of the Spearmen, 5 of the Knights, and the Light of Eltharion model. All fantastic kits. There's only a few models in it. What does that make it? That makes 10, 15, 16 models. We also got revealed some of the best faction dice I've actually seen from Games Workshop in a long, long time. I really like these. They're bright. They actually remind me of the old Skaven limited edition ones that came out with the Skaven book in, the latter end of 7th edition fantasy. There were some really cool custom bright green Skaven dice that came out, and these remind me a lot of them, which is really cool. There's a combat gauge, there's markers and tokens, and a 9-inch measuring stick. There's cards that look like they're to be for just on the close-up. It looks like they're both spell or artifact and command traits, which is really cool. So yeah, it looks like such a really cool box. And also comes with the limited edition battle tome. So everything you need to start Lumineth Realm Lords is in that box. So I'm really excited. I'll definitely be trying to get one. Hopefully they don't sell out like hotcakes like normal. But hopefully I'll be able to grab one. Really looking forward to getting it. And I really like all the models in that. It seems like it's going to be pretty popular. It has the least controversial models in it. But yeah, so that'll be coming out before the rest of the battle time. And then the other bit of information we got released on the Realm Lords was we got an army-wide rule revealed. And it's called Lightning Reactions. So let's go through the rule a little bit and we'll have a chat about what it does. And how I think about it. What I think about it. So it states, during the combat phase, when it is your turn to pick a unit to fight, you can pick 2 eligible units instead of 1. If you do so, each of those units can fight one after the other in an order of your choice. Really cool. I really like this more than a lot of the Activation Wars mechanics. I think this plays on the core fundamental of you go, I go. It's still you go, I go. It's just I go twice. No, my go is picking 2. It's a really nice, clean, precise rule. I really like it. It doesn't mess around with the game too much. It's not going to add more complexity to that when does a rule count and which one overrides which. It's just flat. Has its place in the normal activations and doesn't really interrupt much. Interesting to think about it. I've had this discussion with some friends. It's the potential that it might seem really good at first, but the likelihood that Lumineth are going to be a more elite army, and the fact that you're probably unlikely to see more than 4 units ever in a game, this actually potentially might not necessarily be overpowered, but may in fact actually balance out the fact the army has limited units on the table and allows you to actually get your units to do what they need to do before they potentially could get taken off themselves. So just something to think about, like the army, if the army leans in that much more elite way, everyone seems to think it's sort of going in the Bone Reapers sort of direction, where you're probably going to have one big blob of troops and a couple of smaller blobs and a blob of cavalry and some characters and maybe a big piece in the army or 2. Yeah, it's just interesting to think how that's going to work on the table, and if this rule really is overpowered as some people think it might be. I personally don't I've stated, thinking about how the army is likely to have less units in combat because it's more likely to be elite is the rule's probably not going to be that overpowered. And just on a side for the spells, I did see someone get some really nice screen grabs of the spell card. The top one, it does seem like there's a halve move spell. Not much more than that really was shown in it. It seems to say like halve the movement of an enemy unit within blah 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 of its caster, which is cool. Anything that plays with movement is a really good spell in my book. Because we all know games of Age of Sigmar are won and lost in the movement phase. So we'll just skip over a couple of other things that were revealed. The Blood Bowl Treeman will say that like he is a fantastic model, and I really, really like him. Can't wait to get him for my Blood Bowl Wood Elf team, which would be great. There was a couple of Praetors released for the Wordbearers. They're really cool models. Middle Earth had a couple of dudes released. I always forget their names, but they're really cool models. There was a great trailer for Angel of Death released as well. And then, of course, there was a giant tease. Something big is coming this way, and so finally, Sons of Behemat are finally revealed to be coming. I cannot wait to have an army of giants. It really does seem like we're going to get new models, and I was quite skeptical as to whether we were going to get new models. But it does seem that way, which is cool. I'm all down for new giants, and I hope they're bigger. I hope they dwarf the old giants, because the old giants are quite punitive in size nowadays. I do remember when that giant first came out. That was like, Games Workshop raved and raved on about how it was a marvel of modern technology when that first came out. I think it came out in 2006, 2007, something like that. So he is pretty dated as a kit. He looks fantastic. Like, there's nothing on the looks of the current Ale Guzzler Gargant, Chaos Gargant kit, but he is a bit small, which is a shame because he's really, really cool. But it does seem like we're getting 3 new types of giant. They sort of go over 3 different tales in the reveal trailer, talking about these 3 different giants, which is cool. I've done a video on the channel talking about who Behemat actually was, or is, who knows where that's going to go with the lore. It's quite interesting. So you can find it on the channel down below. It'll just be who is Behemat. I've also done some wish listing on Aelgath Guidance, what I'd like to see from them. But that was pretty much it. There was some cool stuff for 40k revealed. Damon Fuse, a couple of models revealed for that. The next part in Psychic Awakening. And of course, you can buy gift vouchers from Games Workshop and get a little bit of extra money for your bang for your buck for helping them through this time. But that's really all I wanted to chat about. There's quite a bit of interesting stuff to digest with this one, and we have been told that like they've only revealed half of what has been put together for the Adepticon reveals. So in a couple of weeks, on the 18th, I believe they said, we're going to get another reveal, and we're going to have 2 weeks back-to-back reveals again, and get the other half of what was supposed to be revealed at Adepticon, which is going to be cool. We'll likely probably see the Gargant miniatures there. We'll likely probably see the last of the Lumineth miniatures there. It'll probably be another Blood Bowl team, some more 40k stuff. And yeah, it'll be what it'll be. I can understand why Games Workshop have spread out these reveals that were meant to be for one weekend over this course of time, because they need to sort of keep the hype train going, and it's completely understandable why they're doing that. But that's enough rambling on from me. I hope you're all doing fantastic. I hope you're all staying well. Once again, thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for supporting the channel. Don't forget to give the channel a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And most of all, don't forget to keep fighting that war against the grey. I'll see you all again real soon. It's been a pleasure. Catch you all later.